Hey, welcome back to Nick Lynch's Comic Corner Classic, that's non-classics. This is episode number 1656 and Doubleshot number 1550. Yep. Now, I got one trade from Valiant and another one from Marvel Comics. First up it is Ninjak, Volume 4, The Siege of King's Castle. Written by Matt Knott, artwork by, I think it's this. Yeah, I think it's the same artist. Actually, they do change it. The first two issues in here, 14 and 15 of Ninjak Volume 3, that is done by Diego Bernard, who he does issue 16 well, but he does it with Alison Regas, and issue 17, and that's it. Also for this one, we actually have the destruction of King's Castle in the opening issue. And Ninjak is on the run. And he basically, in case you're curious though, does he ever put out his Ninjak costume into these issues? The answer is no. Surprisingly, he doesn't. And he's also been framed for something. And he's now on the world's most wanted list. So you go to this MI6, which, by the way, is the same building used in James Bond for MI6. I think this is a legit MI6 building, not mistaken. Because, yeah, here it is, right here. There you go. It's MI6. Yes. Yeah, the only time I've seen this particular building was actually the James Bond stuff. Never seen this building outside of James Bond, like anything like in the movies or in the case of the comic book. So he goes in, asks to see somebody, and apparently that, I don't have an appointment, but he's in his retinal scan, hopefully they'll have through, and apparently he's in the world's most wanted list. Why is it like this? Well, that's due to the combination of his old love, Riku, which, by the way, she got a miniseries no longer after this thing concluded, and, of course, his old butler framed him for his crimes. So pretty much, basically, he has no money. The only equipment he has is his swords. Yeah, he still has swords, but not his attire. He basically has to use a makeshift handkerchief in order to cover up his face. He speaks to his friend, and apparently his record's been erased for some reason, and it's all due to Riku and the stuff with the Shadow 7 group, which were hired to take in the British government. This is an interesting story arc, and it does kind of lead to the very next story arc, which is called The Fist of Steel, which is basically Ninjak team with the Eternal Warrior, which is awesome. I give this book a 9.5 out of 10. It's damn good. Alright, next up it is Star Wars, Dr. Aphra, Volume 2, The Engine Job. Yes, as you can see, Selena is back in here. Yes, the character who created by Jason Aaron, who was basically at first supposed to be Han's wife. He denied it, and it turns out that he was actually right. The other reason why she claimed to be his wife was so that she claimed back the money she took, basically a share of a theft that they were part of. And it was also felt in the Screaming Citadel crossover that she was an ex-girlfriend of Dr. Aphra. They do bring up what happened last story arc where she blew up a guy's penthouse, which happened to be the nephew of a female, aristocrat, which she is hired, and of course she mentions, what am I to you? The end of the guy whose penthouse I blew up. And she's like, okay, glad we got that system. So, she claims it was an accident. So, they're hired to simply just get an engine. And she knows about the engine, and they go visit the place. Apparently, it's new hyperdrive, and of course, they claim later on when they are approached, when they're basically confronted by the guy who designed it, and basically they tell him, oh yeah, we actually work for the Empire. And the Empire is wondering what the heck is taking along with these designs. And with the engine stuff, it's just so freaking good here. We also have something, basically, there's a joke in here. It's like, why do I always open airlocks? That's a reference to basically what happened in the Karen Gillian Darth Vader book. When Darth Vader basically kind of went in association with her. But this book it's actually pretty good. It's a bit of a step up on the last volume, per se. Yes, definitely it is. And of course, the very next thing to deal with is War of the Mountains, which I've covered the miniseries. I have not covered the tie-ins for the 4 books. I still think of the 4 Star Wars book. This one actually is the bottom of the barrel when it comes to Star Wars books. Because, as I've really good artwork, and in fact I like Dr. Aphra as a character, it's not up to snuff with, let's say, Star Wars, Darth Vader, or... I would say I rank that number 2, where you have Star Wars, Darth Vader, and Bounty Hunters. We have all 3 tied for the best. And this one just below that. But weak in this book is High Republic. Can you actually believe there's 5 ongoing series for Marvel? For Star Wars? Yeah, 5. And 1 miniseries, which is a lot to say the least. So I think it's a bit 7. I'm going to give this book an 8.5 out of 10. Yep. So yeah, that's it for Sick Review. Stay tuned for my next review, which is, oh, by the way, we have this thing where she gets wounded, and Dr. Aphra can't help herself by lifting up Selena's shirt. After some Selena's like, wait. She's probably thinking to herself that maybe Dr. Aphra, despite the fact just inspecting her, she probably thinks Dr. Aphra wants to have sex with her. That she's probably thinking that in her head. That's why I think based on the artwork. But, yeah. Now, Alyssa Wong does the writing here. With artwork by Ray Anthony Height, who does issue 6 and 10, with Robert Gill in issue 6. The rest of them by Kel Jung. The cover art is mostly done for issue 6 by Lynn Francis and Sonny Go. Issue 7 through 10 is Joshua Swibby, with Ray Rosberg, who is the colorist, and Girl FX. That's it. Yep. That's pretty much it when it comes to that. Okay, so that's it for Sick Review. Stay tuned for my next review, which is going to be 2 digital books from the same person. It's basically the finales for 2 series they wrapped up last year. Okay, next video. Bye.